consequences are very important relating to this issue, because there are a lot of consequences. And part of the way the early pro-family movement made its case was by listing all the STDs that are more common among homosexuals, etc., etc. But consequentialism in and of itself is not a valid ethical theory by itself. So sometimes it's good for a man to die for his community. That's a negative consequence for you to die, but you're doing it for your community. Sometimes it's good for something bad to happen, or bad for something good to happen, or for you to not suffer a negative consequence. So the root of ethics is really about contact with reality. So in the natural law, they talk about being. To be or not to be, that is the question. To be, replies G.K. Chesterton, that is the everlasting answer. What is being? We have one foot in the spiritual realm with our reason. Our reason is a spirit, and this is not something that's necessarily totally controlled by the cause and effect mechanism of the human body. Our reason and our free will are supernatural. These things can manipulate the cause and effect world by themselves. We're not just dominoes or meat puppets dangling from the strings of chemical reactions in our brains. The movie The Matrix kind of highlights this. You can be in the Matrix or you can be in reality. And in order to get to reality, you have to have charity. You have to leap. What C.S. Lewis from The Four Loves, he says, leap over the massive wall of the self, or of the flesh, or of selfishness, or of want or need. Leap over that wall, and the Pope says, be immersed in the splendor of existence. Make contact with reality. And all these organizations that are being attacked by this movement, it's important that they not get shut down, because these are the truth tellers. These are the people that are pointing their fingers toward reality amidst those who are plunged into illusion. And what happens is, when we're unethical, we define reality for ourselves. We project illusions out onto the real world. We only relate to those illusions. And when we get to make everything up, we get bored. And after we get bored, we get lonely. And after we get lonely, we get depressed. And after depression, we go mad. And that is the definition of a mental disorder for the natural law. And it starts with pride. It starts with you thinking you can define the real world. Unfortunately, that's boring. Nobody likes it when they get to control everything and have robots. So anyway, the root of ethics is truth, and truth is contact with reality. Christ is the principle of truth and charity, and insofar as we're good, we're participating in the influx of the first being. And with our free will, we can avoid or evade the influx of that being. And so that's the root of ethics. And the reason homosexuality is wrong in and of itself, despite the consequences or lack thereof, is because it divides the person's mind and body into two things when they're supposed to be one. You are your body. If you're not, where are you? It's an important, you're going to slam the door on your body's face. The sound of locking and double locking on the other side after that silence. You are your body. It's an important part of who you are. And so this is the reality of the ethical case, and when you get to be able to see that whole importance of making contact with reality, that's the real argument. The consequences are effective and they change minds, but in the end you have to get to this point before you can have a top to bottom case closed. This is really why it's right or wrong. So anyway.